How do you tell your GF she has a mustache? To everyone, acting like this kind of conversation is grounds for a breakup, it doesn't have to be. It's dependent on the people and trust. Some people are in relationships that afford them enough trust to just politely talk about preferences of each other's hygiene. My wife prefers my beard trimmed short. I'm not big on armpit hair. She likes me better without glasses on. I think she's more attractive without bangs. She likes it when I dye my hair pink. I like her without much makeup or hair color added. These things are all fine. If she had lip hair to speak of and it bugged me, she'd want to know. It's really about gauging whether you trust each other enough to know that these superficial things are just preference and aren't deal breakers. If superficial things are deal breakers for you, then I guess too bad, you self-limit. If you're assuming this is a fresh boyfriend/girlfriend situation, then that trust probably doesn't exist yet. That said, the question is how you tell her, so everyone saying you don't is skipping the meat of the question. Sure, there are cases where it's wiser not to, but this question is asking how you do, not whether you should. In order to be saying something about it, this question implies that it's a relatively safe judgment call to actually do so. In such a case, the way I'd suggest it would be simple, kind, and honest. Something that makes it evident that you're stating your preference, not making a personal value judgment. Something like, "You do you, but I'm personally not a big fan of your upper lip hair. I like you either way." You could further explain how you came to that perception, like saying it's probably just a gender stereotype norm I got growing up, or you could explain precisely what you functionally dislike. I'm not sure I love hair as part of kissing. If she cares about how you feel about the hair, she might choose to change it and she might not. That's still up to her. I could equate it to my wife telling me she doesn't like leg hair, not the case, but could be. I probably wouldn't shave my legs as I'd feel a bit weird that way, but I might consider trying it to see it we both like that better. You never know. At the end of the day, if you can gauge the respect in the relationship, this could be possible. My grandma used to say that as she got older her eyebrow hairs started falling out and kept landing in her chin. Woman with PCOS and thick dark hair here. I know the Reddit way is to just communicate, but in my experience, I would rather people not say anything. She likely knows and is probably self-conscious about it. After being made fun of for it while growing up in places such as school or work, as an adult I spent near $5,000 to get laser hair removal, and thanks to PCOS my hormones constantly fluctuate, leading to the regrowth of hair. Thankfully I have the lifetime package, and a spouse I've been able to joke about being able to grow a better mustache. But many women don't have either luxury, so leave her be, she'll carry your comments with her forever. My doctor recently told me, wow, you actually weren't lying when you said you had facial hair when I removed my mask because I stopped plucking, and I was like, why the F would I lie about it? Of course the endocrinologist I saw 3 years ago had evaluated my hair to be mild because I was constantly plucking back then, face with rolling eyes. I'm nearly 37. A boyfriend I had 20 years ago, who was generally a piece of shit, made comments that I have a mustache. I have fine, fair upper lip hair and really am not bothered by it at all. I still remember his dickhead comments occasionally though, like a toxic little worm in my head. As a woman with PCOS I had light hairs on my upper lip and was once mentioned to me by my boyfriend's brother. I said if I see it in a photo I'll do something about it, otherwise I'm happy. When I was 21 it was visible in a photo and I wax/shave ever since. She knows it's there but it's prob just peach fuzz and it doesn't bother her. I've got this health condition as well. It makes me feel as if my body isn't mine, uneasy face. This was my first thought. Don't tell her, just tell her how much you love her because she needs to know that she's loved even more. Her growing facial hair is probably making her feel less feminine and ugly. So treasure her, love her, take care of her needs. PCOS also comes with a crappy mental health, and we don't need people to point out the obvious, like growing a mustache, gaining weight, etc. Yeah, I have PCOS and skin issues. My options are fine black mustache, ingrown hair mustache, or chemical burn mustache. I usually choose the first option. I so feel you. Laser didn't work on me either and I allow have PCOS. I just pluck whatever is on my face and crystal shave the rest. It is what it is. Before my current BF and I started dating, he thought it would be funny to make a loud joke in the smoke shed saying I needed to shave my mustache. Not a single man joined in and the conversation moved on. I kept my earphones in and ignored the whole damn thing until they walked out. I've never forgotten that. We started dating and he brought it up a year or so in. I said that I'd heard it but wasn't getting baited into it at the time. Again, I've never forgotten it. It's a flaw I feel in myself from dark hair and PCOS, but not a damn other person has ever taken the piss out of me. He's never brought it up again and loves me for how I look, so I'm thankful, but it wouldn't surprise me if he threw it in my face as an insult down the line. No sir, according to Reddit you should be attracted to your partner even if they're covered in faces and never tell anything because they're beautiful no matter what and you're gross for having preferences. PCO sir here with a full beard. I gave up on the laser and just got a home waxer. Wax the whole face once a week, rinse, and repeat. It takes less time than any other method I've tried and has actually started to thin out. I mean I get it, but I'm just really tired of society telling me that my body hair isn't okay, and it makes me really sad when I get that from my partner too. Even if he says it's okay, I still have to deal with the knowledge that he is less attracted to me less because I don't want to shave or wax my upper lip every week. I'd rather just find someone who doesn't care and lets me exist as I am. My grandmother was going through a tough time with her dying husband and just started sprouting a long wispy white sprig of chin hair. She was perfectly able/capable to handle it, she just had it too much on her mind, didn't care, and no one mentioned anything about it to not bother her with triviality. After the funeral her 3 sisters forced her to the bathroom and shaved it for her. If you don't have the will and force of 3 elderly women, I'd leave it be. If you don't have the will and force of 3 elderly women, I'd leave it be. Dude, have you ever seen 3 elderly Italian women dead set about doing something? Not even I have that will and force. My grandma makes fun of my cousin because she grows more of a beard than him at almost 30. My mom gets one of those hairs. She can't see it. I always tell her. I have one in the same place. Crying face, thanks for that, Gene. I'd wish my sisters did it before the funeral. No one seeing it after. I don't remember who did it, but I remember when I was a kid at some barbecue where my grandma got really drunk and other family members were pretty tipsy and they shaved her toe hair loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face. She wore flip-flops all the time and had a lot of toe hair.